Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, we finally have some more photos from the whole Carrie Aiden meeting or scene. Now, no one actually knows two scenes. We've seen photos of Aiden sitting with the girls at the table. He's like the fourth girl at the table. And we have photos of Aiden and Carrie walking up the street together, and he's in the same jacket that he's wearing at her door, and they're sort of embracing each other and talking, and there's a point where they're kissing. Now, a lot of people are not there for this. They're not here for this. And I'm like, it makes perfect sense. Aiden was her biggest love up and, aside from Big. And Big was the conventional, stereotypical, rich, important older businessman sort of stereotype, which I hated personally. I preferred Aiden. Even though he was a bit hippy-dippy, he would have let her do her own thing. Whereas Big, she sort of had to be the little wife, I felt. I never liked that. And he's just such a stereotype of what men have to be and should be. Can't talk about their emotions, all about the business and the power, and that's their value. And I just really hated it. And I was happy when Big went away, because I didn't really like her being married to him, and I didn't want to see more of the show with her just sort of being, his wife. So I was happy that they went this way with the show. And it makes sense because in the movie she encounters Aiden and she falls back into that because she's doubting her relationship with Big, or it doesn't feel as fulfilling because it's they've been married for a while, and just that sort of thing that happens where people get too comfortable and they sort of need something else. They're looking around, and here's this old comfortable shoe that she's worn before, and naturally she's going to go back to him at some point, or if she encounters him, there's going to be some sort of exchange. Like, there's just no way that wouldn't happen, assuming they're both living in the same city, or or they're in the same sort of sphere because of the people they know or whatever. So the idea that this shouldn't happen, or is a bad choice, or is bad for Carrie or bad for the show, I think is ridiculous. I think it actually makes perfect sense. I'm here for it. I'm happy to see it. And I wouldn't be bothered if they actually got together and, I can't see them getting married, but if that was her partner and she kept doing her thing and he kept doing his thing, and they were both in this very relaxed, sort of comfortable relationship, not this very conventional, married, sort of buttoned down sort of relationship like she had with Big. So I'm fine with it. I don't know why people are upset, but fans seem to be, some people are like, oh my God, she's back. Some people seem to be excited about it. Other people are just not happy. There's I read a few comments, that were being posted about some of the articles, and it was all like, oh, I'm not here for this. I don't want to see her back with him. It's just like watching a game of tennis. It's backwards and forwards, and it shows laziness on the writer's part that they have to fall back on Aiden. And I'm like, no, she wouldn't have forgotten him. He's going to come back up. There's exes I still think about now, what would have happened, or it's just part of human nature. You just think of things like this from time to time, and if you're in the situation where that is accessible or presents itself, or you have time to examine that, people are just going to. So I think this is a perfectly natural development for the TV series. I'm excited to see where they go with it. I wouldn't be bothered if she ended up with Adam. I think it's just going to be a little exploration, and she's going to decide that that's not right. He's not right for me now, and she's going to do her own thing and be an independent woman. I think that's where they're going with this series, because I think they undermine the series by having all the girls basically, settle down, and because not everyone gets that stereotypical happy ending, and Samantha didn't want it. That was fine, but it was kind of sad at the same time seeing her do her own thing in a way past a certain age, because there were issues there with not growing, not developing, and sort of staying at the same place. So they sort of had, I wasn't totally happy with where the movies ended. That's why I was happy they were going to do a third movie. And I'd heard that they were going to, end Big, and that she was going to have to deal with, life without this conventional institutional sort of, relationship and marriage and all that. And sorry about my tummy rumbling before if you heard that, but I'm hungry. I've just been talking and haven't had time to eat. But I just saw this and I had to comment on it because I don't quite understand why people are so opposed to it. If it was going to be like the whole focus of the rest of the series, I can understand that. But if it's just like a couple of episodes where they're just going to bring him in and just sort of put that to bed and then move on, then why on earth not? So yeah. And, John Corbett, whatever his name is, he seems really nice. Why would you not want to see another episode with him? And he's always kind of cute. He seems like a genuinely nice guy, so I can't see anything negative coming out of this episode. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm here for it. And those people complaining, they need to calm down. And some people just like to get worked up over nothing just for the sake of it, I think, sometimes. Or some people just need the clicks, so they're going to put some sort of shocking sort of title or something on something really not that controversial. So I'm going to try not to do that, and I'm just going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about Aiden returning, and is he right for Carrie? You know, should they include him in the rest of the series? Should he become a new boyfriend, or do they just need to put that to bed? Because a lot of people thought after Big died, what about Aiden? They kind of have to address it. I'm going to go.